It's FT breaking news on Halloween. So if you're catching this on another day and you're like, is this what this show does? No, it's Mr. Clean, Jonathan Papelbon, and a furry breaking down the Atlanta Braves trading away Jorge Soler to the Angels for Griffin Canning. Griffin Canning has one more season till he hits free agency. He's definitely had a disappointing career based on some of the stuff that he can bring to the table, but the Braves get to add another pitcher to their potential rotation mix. And Kratz, Jorge Soler plus Marcell Ozuna equals no. You can't have both of them on the same roster. The Braves relearned that when they acquired Soler and said, oh, he's actually not that bad of a outfielder. I'm like, no. He's a full-time DH. So is Ozuna, and Ozuna had a sick year. So they just dumped $26 million on the Angels, and the Angels need pitching. Your thoughts?
That's why Sale's back hurt. Sale couldn't pitch because he was carrying Soler around in right field and still winning the Cy Young all throughout the year. No, look, the Braves were in a bad spot when they needed more bats in their lineup. We were talking about it, and you got to do what you got to do. It's not like they built this team to have Soler in right field. To me, this is like one of those things. Like he's texting, Alex Anthopoulos is texting with his buddy Perry, and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about you taking on Soler? And I'll take one of your pitchers because we'll probably make him, a number 3 or number 4 starter for us somehow because that's what we do." This is just two buddies, they work together with the Blue Jays. They work together with the Braves. Now they're, working together as opposing GMs. And again, the Angels, to me, I don't know enough. Like, is he taking at bats away from someone else that was going to DH? Like, is Trout going to be their DH to be able to keep him on the field? Like, I think you kind of pigeonhole yourself. Like,
yes, ding. Hello. Mike Trout has had many injuries. He's got to mix in some DH time. Is this the right fit for the Angels to pick up Jorge Soler, who's a full-time DH? No. Help me out here.
They keep going for offense. They need pitching. Now, listen, Griffin Canning was 6-13 with over a 5 last year. It's not like he was. But if he goes to the Braves and they figure something out like they've done with so many other guys, it's just a weird trade for me because the Angels need pitching and they took on all the money.
All the money.
$26
million. Wait,
normally when you trade a guy for $26 million,
yeah,
you get like an A-ball guy back. They got a big league pitcher back. The Braves did.
And even if that pitcher doesn't end up working out,
they still say $26 million.
They would have dumped Soler. Wait, true or false? They would have, if a team said eventually, obviously they ended up getting a player, but if nobody was offering a player, the Braves would have given Soler away if another team ate the money. They need to use that money elsewhere. They lose Frieden Morton. They've got a few other things to patch up, like maybe shortstop.
He's a free agent?
No, Ozuna's got one more year.
Oh, he's got one more year?
That's why Soler's
he's got an option. Okay.
Yeah, Ozuna's coming back. Soler's gone. And you just got rid of $26 million. I thought that they were at least going to maybe have to eat some money or do something there, but another team just scoops them up right away. And I think Kratz hit it on the dot for me on the other side. The Angels have Mike Trout. They've got some other guys that can probably use some DH time. And now you're going to have Soler eating that all up. Like, in a best-case scenario, Soler looks more like the version of himself that we've seen in the past, because last year was a down year, and he's good, and then you can't use anyone else in the DH spot. Because, I want to make sure everyone knows Mike Trout is still an elite ball player. He just can't stay on the field. When he's on the field, he's really good. He is probably going to spend a lot more time in the corner outfield and should spend a lot more time in DH. That can't happen unless Soler sucks and they're not playing him much. Help me on this one.
Soler's still a good player. Soler went to, and JD Martinez said it so eloquently. The Giants wanted him. He turned it down because he had to prove himself. You don't go to San Francisco and prove yourself as a power hitter. Even Soler, who had 12 dingers. I think he had 12 dingers and 341 at-bats. He ended up hitting 9 in Atlanta and 150 at-bats. So he's going to give you value. But if you sit there and you go, as the Angels, like, what is the plan? You can't just keep running Mike Trout out there, or else you're going to get 50 to 100 games from him. And I think that's unfair to the team. That's unfair to Mike Trout. I don't get it.
This is bad in my mind. This is one of those that we're going to look at. We've done this before. This one's bad.
I mean, Mark Bowman just tweeted they might non-tender Canning. This was a salary dump.
Correct.
And the Angels were like, we need another one-dimensional guy. Like, I mean, right? They're two highest paid players, Trout and Rendon. He can't stay on the field. Trout has a hard time right now staying on the field.
Trout's at least good. Rendon's
That's
done.
what well, obviously Trout is a good player when he's healthy. And Trout wants to be on the field. But then you get Soler who can't play defense.
Zero. He will play zero defense, and if he is, you're making a huge mistake. It's okay to be a DH. And
it's not a one-year thing, though. That's the other thing. It's a 2-year deal. This isn't a 1 year, like last year of his contract, we can eat it for a year. This is a 2-year deal. I don't know. I mean, if I'm the Braves, I mean, Anthopoulos is the master of this. Like finding guys to take his stuff he doesn't want and saying, "Oh yeah, just give me whatever." And remember, he did it with was it Marco Gonzalez and he got Kelenic. Now Kelenic didn't do anything, but he moved
a bunch of guys up.
Aaron Bummer when he was getting rid of the guys he was going to non-tender anyway in that White Sox deal.
Yeah,
he's done this many times. I mean, I think he's running circles around some people. But even aside from that and taking the money on, this doesn't fit for this roster. For some rosters, this does fit, and Kratz is right. This is still a very productive big league player. Some people are going to watch this after, and Angels fans love me, so they're going to have a great time with this. But this is not a good move. Very clearly stated, not a good move. Make sure you save this so that you can use it during the year at some point, because Mike Trout should be getting how much time in DH? If you were the manager going into next year and you know the injury history that he's had, how many DH, every 3 days?
30 games.
30 games.
I'm not asking for a lot. 30 games. To me, that's not tough. And I also like Soler. He can add an aspect to that team with power, but it just doesn't fit. And that's why guys who are only right-handed slug don't necessarily fit on every team. You can't just be like, well, I'll take all the right-handed slug in the world. Like, you can't have 3 Giancarlo Stantons on your team. You would love to. You would love to have that, but it doesn't always fit. And it's a young team. They have one of the younger rosters because they just call everybody up as soon as they get drafted. But does Jorge Soler come in and check a box? You know, if it kind of hamstrings them in their lineup and their athleticism on the field, does he check a box as a veteran guy? Hey, we really need him here to be able to hit 40 dingers and mentor some guys. I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know.
Some people in the chat are saying, "Oh, he might get moved again." So that was the plan.
Who are they going to find to take $26 million on?
I don't think that was the plan. Now, though, this isn't an asset that's an easy flip,
especially the day after the World Series. This seems like a trade that they've been working on for a while.
Oh, they had it,
and then, I mean, this is something that both teams were like, "Man, we're going to sit on this for a few days."
I'm confused.
I don't know. It's a confusing trade.
Are they trading Trout? I mean, it sounds funny, but are they trading Trout? Because otherwise, what are you planning to do there with the DH position? I mean, also, are you planning to cut Rendon? Because I don't want him.
That.
What, cutting Rendon?
Mm-mm.
But he's going to play in the field every day?
He's going to try.
Are you going to go for a third baseman, or are you banking on him again? He's
owed so much money. You have to count. I mean, you can't just eat it.
Why are you creating more problems, though? This is not what you needed. You know what I'm saying?
Who knows, dude? It's the Angels. And we ask this. Don't you ask this question, Scott, every offseason what they're doing?
Yes.
I was going to say
during the season.
For 10 years, I've done this. 10 years.
Yeah.
And I mean it with the bottom of my heart that it's so frustrating for me because it's a good market and they deserve better. And I can't stand how shit operates.
Okay, Yogi.
It's tough for me. I just don't get it.
We're 14 hours into the offseason, and Scotty's already just hammering the Angels.
Oh, man.
Hammering them.
This is the friend that always has a problem, and they call you with another problem. And you're like, can you just chill at home tonight? You know, this is the friend who just got in trouble, and then they call you, and they want to go out, and they want to do something that, you shouldn't be doing. And you're like, can you just stay inside? You have enough issues going on. Do you really? He's like, yo, I got it. I know I messed up, but I got a DH. We're like, why? Why did you do that?
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.